Snailsbury tales, they're getting around. Snailsbury tales, they're getting around. Snailsbury tales, they're getting around. Ooh, they're coming. Ooh, they're coming. Hey, 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 what's gonna happen today? Come on and listen to Snailsbury tales. Snailsbury tales, they're getting around. Snailsbury tales, they're getting around. Snailsbury tales, they're getting around. Snailsbury tales.
Normally, in the town of Snailsbury, nothing much goes on. Life drags by at a snail's pace.
Oh, thank you, Eric. Oh, you are a dear.
No problem.
Bye, Eric.
Sorry, but recently, things had happened to change all that. A serious outbreak
Help! Help! Police! I've been burgled!
of break-ins. The local police, in the shape of Sergeant Speed and WPC Lightfoot, were totally baffled.
I'm totally baffled, Lightfoot.
Oh, I don't understand it, Sergeant. The door was locked and the window shut. How did he get in?
Sarge?
Stand back, Lightfoot. You too, Mrs. Slidebottom.
Sergeant Speed's ever so clever, Mrs. Slidebottom.
And he wasn't called Sergeant Speed for nothing either. He followed the whole of that trail in only a few short hours.
But it's too small for a grown snail to get his shell through, Sergeant.
Maybe it was an ungrown snail. Have you had any young, ungrown snails round here, Mrs. Slidebottom?
Well, there was young Eric. He helped carry me bag back from Sprout's grocery, but he didn't come inside.
Right. I think we'd better be having a word with young Eric.
Eric? But he wouldn't. Not Eric. Would he?
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't even there. No, honestly, I wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. You work in the grocery, so you know when snails go out shopping. Very useful, that, for a burglar.
But Eric's not that small, Sergeant. Even he couldn't get his shell down a chimney.
Maybe he had an even smaller accomplice. We'd better put on extra patrols, Lightfoot. You can do the night beat. And you, watch your step, my lad. I've got my eye on you.
Fancy accusing Eric. Oh, cheek. He wouldn't.
I know, I didn't.
Well, it's not fair.
Hurry up there! Don't dawdle!
Who's she?
Come on! I'm Mrs. Slugs, right? And I'm in charge. And, I'm gonna teach you, things.
Miss, where's Miss Shellpot?
Going on holiday, so you'll have to put up with me. Now, shut up!
I've seen her before.
I said, shut up! Now, maths. You got your 1, and you got your 2. So, 1, 2. That's 2, innit?
No, miss, that's wrong.
Shut up! Now, history. History is what the Romans invented.
No, miss, I think...
Yeah, your Romans invented your history. And that's what started it. And next it was all the Normans, and then all the Henrys and the Herberts, and then, well, they all got middle-aged.
Don't you mean Middle Ages, miss?
Shut up!
She's horrible.
Who said that?
It was me, Miss Slugs.
Ain't you the brat what ran me down with his skateboard?
Yeah, Mrs. Slugs. Sorry, Mrs. Slugs.
You can stay in after school.
You are wonderful, Eric. Fancy doing that for me.
Now, will do the world. It's flat, innit? Except for the bumpy bits like the mountains and things.
Meanwhile, the burglaries continued, and the police were still baffled.
I'm still baffled, Lightfoot.
Oh,
As I see it, the burglar is one of us.
but we're not burglars, Sarge. We're policemen.
No. When I say one of us, I don't mean one of us. I mean, one of us. The townsfolk.
Oh.
Lightfoot, I've got an idea.
And it was a brilliant idea. He would gather the entire population of Snailsbury into the town square so everyone could keep an eye on everyone else.
Good. Well done. Thank you. Now, keep a close eye on everyone. Well done. That's it. Keep up the good work. Have you seen Miss Shellpot, the schoolteacher?
I heard she'd gone on holiday, Sarge.
Oh.
I think I'll just have a little nap.
Well, Sergeant Speed's plan seemed to work. Spring came, followed by a long hot summer and a glorious golden autumn. And as there had been no more break-ins reported, they all went home to find they'd all been burgled. After that, roadblocks were put up, the entire town was sealed off. Things were very serious. Then, one day...
Hey, look! It's Mrs. Slugs.
What's she doing?
Come on, let's shadow her.
WPC Lightfoot didn't like the dark much, especially now, when she knew there was a burglar about.
You'll never get your shell through. I just want to see what she's doing. Oh, look, I'll go. I'm small.
Stop! In the name of the law!
Ow! Oh! Ow! Stop it! Let go! Ow!
Oh, Eric.
So, I was right, eh? Kevin was your small accomplice, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't. The real burglar was inside. We were following her. It was Mrs. Slugs.
We saw her go in.
I don't... Hey, up! It's a break-in at the town hall.
I told you it wasn't me.
Get your skates on, Lightfoot. We could catch our burglar red-handed.
Well, as luck would have it, the police station was right next to the town hall. So Sergeant Speed and WPC Lightfoot were there in a matter of days, only to find the thief had fled.
Oh, we got here as fast as we could, Mr. Bear. What happened? The town hall was robbed. That's what happened, Sergeant. She took my chain of office, all the town hall silver, and me best hat.
She?
Aye. It was her, over there, making her escape. What?
It's Mrs. Slugs.
See? We told you so.
Right. Stop that snail, Lightfoot. Don't let her get away.
The chase was on. The thief, weighed down with all the goodies from the town hall, tried desperately to shake off the police.
She crawled that way, Sergeant.
Thanks, lad.
But then, within a few short weeks, they had the thief cornered. There was no escape.
Oh, no, you don't.
Gotcha!
Get your hands off me!
You're nicked. Search her, Lightfoot.
Oh, her shell's come off. Oh, I feel faint, Sarge.
Oh, pull yourself together, Brenda, and take this slug into custody.
Slug, Sarge? Did you say slug?
Oh, the dreaded Snailsbury burglar is just a common slug in disguise. And not a woman either, by the looks of it.
Wow! Oh, wicked!
I knew there was something funny about her.
It wasn't me. I was home in bed.
Take him away, Constable, but watch him closely. Slugs can be slippery customers.
In the end, the burglar confessed to everything, including locking poor Miss Shellpot up in the school broom cupboard. And so, the case of the Snailsbury burglar was solved.
What's gonna happen today? Come on and listen to the
to Snailsbury. Les, the one snail band, and he soon became a popular figure in the town.
Oh, Eric, wouldn't it be great if you could play music too? Well, not music exactly, but be a pop star. Oh, you'd make a great pop star, Eric. And I could be one of your fans and scream and throw myself on stage. And
I don't think so, Pen. I'm not really into screaming and all that. Know what I mean? See ya.
I don't like to see beggars on the streets of Snailsbury.
He's not a beggar, he's a busker. It's music, dear.
Call that music.
Oh, be honest, Herbert, you just don't like music.
Not this stuff. Doesn't anybody make proper music in this town?
Well, let's find out. Why don't you hold a competition to find Snailsbury's Musician of the Year?
Good idea, my love. I'll suggest it at the next council meeting.
And that is what he did. Yes, very good idea, Mr. Mayor.
Oh,
Excellent. Yes, I used to play the drums, you know. I think I might even enter the competition myself.
Oh dear, I'm afraid we'll have to forego that treat, Slimeworthy. I was going to ask you to organise the competition. I think you're by far the best man for it.
Good show!
So Councillor Slimeworthy got busy putting up posters to tell the good snails of Snailsbury that there was to be a Musician of the Year competition. And the good snails of Snailsbury started to dig out their instruments ready for the big event. Snailsbury Musician of the Year, that'll be a laugh.
oh, hee. Oh, Eric, I knew you wanted to be a pop star, really. I can be your #1 fan.
I don't want any fans, Pen. It's just a silly old town competition, you know? Just a bit of a laugh. I won't win.
You jolly well will. You'll be the best musician by far, I bet. Anyway, I shall help you. You get on with your practice and leave the rest to me.
Penny's idea was to persuade Councillor Slimeworthy to let her be one of the competition judges.
I mean, you'll want a younger person on the judging panel, won't you?
Well, yes, Penny, if we were having a panel, that would be a very good idea. But we're not. The audience is going to choose the winner. The prize will go to whomsoever they clap the loudest for, you see? Penny had to think of something else quickly.
Well, what about compare, then? You'll need a compare, won't you, to introduce the competitors in that.
Well, blow me, I'd forgotten that, Penny. I've got every darn thing down on my list here, except find a compare.
Well, Councillor, look no further. If you think I'm up to it, that is.
Well, I'm sure you are, Penny. I'm sure you are. Now, let's just think about what you'll need to do.
Ooh, it's in the bag, Eric. I'll give you such a good introduction, they'll all want to clap even before you start. Now, do I tell Eric or don't I? No, I don't. It'll be a surprise for him when he gets on stage.
When I see you dance, look into your eyes, I know that I love you forever. I never will forget the day that we first met. I know that I love you.
Oh, Eric. Thank you.
At last, the great moment arrived. Mr. Mayor, honourable molluscs, friends, welcome to the first ever Snailsbury Musician of the Year competition. And to guide you through an evening of musical talent, please welcome your delightful compere, Penny.
Good grief. She's won without singing a note.
Don't be silly, dear. She's not a competitor. She's the compare. Slimeworthy just said so.
Oh, did he?
Good evening, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our first competitor, who is Alice.
Dear, oh dear. This is for musician of this year, not next year.
I'm so sorry. I'm afraid I'll have to go off again. I'm afraid Alice is tied up for the moment. So we'll move on to Grandpa Mollusk.
Must have dozed off. What day is it?
Meanwhile, Eric and the other competitors were waiting their turn to go on.
Not sure that I like making a fool of myself.
Why on earth not, Ernie? You do it all the time. What about you, Eric? Ready to go?
Suppose. Just a bit of a laugh, though, innit? You know.
That's what I'm afraid of.
On stage, things went from bad to worse.
Oh.
Now please welcome Big Ernie on his dad's old bugle.
Time to go, Eric. You're on next.
All right.
Are we advancing or retreating?
I didn't know we had so many musicians in the Snailsbury, dear.
We haven't.
Thanks, Ernie. I think we can safely say that was very modern. Now, everyone, I have a real treat for you.
Huh?
Next up is an exceptionally talented artist.
Penhead,
I just knew you could love him.
pack it in.
A big hand, please, for Eric!
Excuse me. Sorry, gotta go. Made a mistake.
Don't be nervous, lad. You can do it.
The exceptionally talented Eric is going to treat us to a song on his guitar. Way! Take it away, Eric!
Yeah, Tar. This is just something that I wrote, messing around. So, hope you like it and that.
When I see you dance, I look into your eyes. I love you forever.
And now our last competitor, Les the One Snail Band.
At last, it was time to announce the winner of the Snailsbury Musician of the Year competition. And the winner is Les, the One Snail Man.
What a fiasco.
Nonsense. It was a lovely evening.
Oh, Eric, I'm so sorry.
Don't matter, Pen, it wasn't your fault. Les was a kindly snail, always willing to help youngsters.
You know what? You've got talent, lad. And so have you, young lady.
Me?
I think I can help you.
And he was as good as his word.
Roll up! Come in here, Les! Snailsbury's Musician of the Year! And Eric, his talented helper!
Oh, slippy neck. Now they're all going to be at it.
What's gonna happen today? Come on and listen to the Snailsbury Tales. Snailsbury Tales, they're getting around. Snailsbury Tales. Ooh, they're
Professor Crunch the inventor lives in a big, spooky old house on the edge of Snailsbury. It's meters from anywhere. Which is just as well, because when Professor Crunch is working on a new invention, he tends to make rather a lot of noise.
At last! The time is nigh! The moment has arrived when I will reveal my masterpiece to an astonished world! When I... Oh, drat! Someone's at the door.
Are you sure Professor Crunch won't mind us dropping in?
No, of course he won't. I come up here all the time to help with his experiments. Anyway, it's only until the storm's over.
Ah, Eric, Penny. Come in, come in. You're just in time to see my greatest creation. You'll never guess what it is.
Well, let me see. Could it possibly be a very big snail?
Not just a big snail, Eric. This is my masterpiece. I call it Frankensnail.
I think Professor Crunch has been watching too many monster movies.
You can say that again.
Aha! Oh, just in time, Eric. Oh, you can help me harness the power of the storm and give my creature life! Quickly, turn that handle! Life! Give my creature life! All right, Eric, you can bring us down now.
I hate to disappoint you, Professor, but I don't think it worked.
What? Oh, it must work! I fitted it with rechargeable batteries. Yes! Oh, yes, it lives! Frankensnail lives! I, Professor Crunch, have created life! Come to me! Come to me, your creator!
Professor, are you all right? Whew, nippy little mover, isn't he?
Yes, he certainly has a ton of speed. But don't worry, Eric. Everything's under control.
Ooh, maybe you'd better tell him that.
No teething troubles, Penny. I just need to do a little fine-tuning. Frankensnail? Back on the table. There, you see? No problem. Now, my friends, I have much to do. You must leave me to my work.
So as the storm subsided, Eric and Penny went home, leaving Professor Crunch to tinker with his creation, while Snailsbury settled in for a quiet night. But the next morning, just as the sun was rising, while Professor Crunch was still fast asleep, his creation decided to get up and take a little walk. Although for a snail, it was more of an early morning run. Meanwhile, the citizens of Snailsbury were also waking up and getting ready for another day. All unaware that a monster snail was heading into their midst.
Morning, Mayor. Nasty old storm last night.
Certainly was, Sergeant. Nice drop of rain, though.
Oh, yes. Good for the lettuces. What do you think, Lightfoot?
I think that there's a huge snail coming this way very fast.
Shivering shells! What was that?
Whatever it was, we've got to catch it. I've never seen such flagrant disregard for the speed limit. Come on, Lightfoot.
So the Snailsbury police set off after the monster, but he was already meters ahead of them, causing more havoc.
Oh! Oh!
Are you all right, Enid?
Oh, no, not really. I've just been run over by a monster snail doing about half a mile an hour. And he pinched my groceries too.
Slipping neck, speeding and robbery? It's a one-snail crime wave. Come on, Lightfoot. We've got to put a stop to this before things get out of hand. It's no good, Lightfoot. That thing's just too fast for us.
The town was in an uproar, so the mayor called a special meeting to decide what was to be done.
Thank you. Well, as we all know, this emergency was caused by certain professors, who shall remain nameless. But the point is, what are we going to do about it? We can't have a monster snail rampaging around frightening the women and children, not to mention me. Any suggestions?
Yes! I'd like my shopping back. I had my dad's favourite sausages in there.
Yes, thank you, Enid. Very helpful. Now, if anyone else...
Hang on, did you say sausages?
Yes, I did. My dad was looking forward to them.
Of course, that's it.
What's it, Eric? Can you explain yourself?
Well, it's first thing in the morning, breakfast time, and the monster has never had anything to eat in its life.
So what are you saying, Eric?
It's obvious. It's looking for food. It's just hungry. So the mayor authorised the purchase of one of Mr. Sprout's biggest and best lettuces, and Eric set a trap. Here, this way. Nice monster. Good monster.
My hero.
And so Eric saved Snailsbury from the curse of Frankensnail. And the monster was eventually reunited with his creator, Professor Crunch. The professor taught him to cook, skateboard, and play a mean game of drafts. And the last we heard, Frankensnail had broken another Snailsbury record for the most lettuces eaten in one day.